Hello and welcome to Stinger Diecast. Recently on the channel I had done a couple unboxings of some pretty significant hauls of Mini GT, and I now have a big backlog of Mini GT cars that I need to open. I've opened a few of them off camera, some of the more or the less interesting ones, but I'm planning to do a series of videos where I take a look at the more interesting ones. In this video, we're going to take a look at 5 different models. Of these 5 models, the 4 of them are new to me, and one of them is one that I have a few other versions of. But it's still to me, it's an interesting model at least. It may not be interesting to you, but you know, it is to me. All right. First up, we have the Audi RS6 Avant. And it's in Navarra blue metallic, and I love wagons, so I had to have an example of this casting. This is a new to me casting. This is a Miho exclusive. It's limited to 1800. My understanding is that this limited to 1800 means that it's this packaging style that is limited to 1800. I could be wrong about that, so if you know more information about that, please let me know. But that's my understanding. So in the international just box only release, there may be an additional, who knows how many, of this car. So it's not really that limited. Back of the packaging is very uninteresting. So this is saying that it has metal body and chassis, detailed under chassis. So we'll have to look at that. The typical Mini GT rubber mirrors and rubber tires, detailed wheels, and so on. Left-hand, right-hand drive versions, which is something I don't really care about. So let's get this out of the package. And this is now garbage. Drives me nuts. All Mini GTs come with the box. The box is a nice thing. I do like that. I like that they make the collector number very prominent. This is number 186. And, these always come with the inner insert to allow you to put the car into the box, which is a very handy thing. If you do want to store the car, having the box is a nice feature. So the car itself, and this is the first time I've actually looked at one of these. Get this to focus in on this. Mini GTs are always very nice models, and this one seems to be no exception. So, so it looks like we have inserted details for headlights. Get this to focus on that. See how much character there really is in the headlight. It's a little bit hard to tell. It looks fairly basic, which is definitely the kind of thing that the more premium brands do better. So like the other day I did a walk around on a Nissan GTR from Tomica Limited Vintage, and in that the headlights were very detailed and really carried the character of the actual headlights from the car. But you have nice grille detail. You have the RS6 badge, or the RS badge. This has a nice texture to it. Texture in the brake ducts and rubberized mirror. Nothing in the mirror, so there's no reflective element in the mirror. It's a very detailed wheel. Can't say this is my favorite wheel design ever, but if that's what belongs on the car, then that's great. Nice Audi badge on the back, RS6 on the license plate, RS badge, giant exhausts, brake light on the roof here, which looks like it's painted. Looks like these are inserted plastic taillights. Painted indicators here. And let's see. This is their detailed. Focus, please. Their detailed base. Yeah, I mean, I suppose there is some detail there. I can't imagine that's the most realistic, but I don't know. I've never seen the bottom of one of these cars, so I really don't know what it looks like. Maybe that's exactly what it looks like. I kind of doubt it, but so I don't know. Overall, this is a pretty nice model. First RS6 from Mini GT. I'm not going to say this is super exciting to me. I don't know if I'll get more of these or not. So the only thing I really have to compare it to is the Hot Wheels RS6 from the Fast Wagons car culture set. And obviously Mini GT is definitely a step up in overall quality, but I think I actually like this one a little bit better. This is just a really cool model, even if it's, you know, not in details or accuracy or whatever, it's not nearly as close. These are obviously different years. This one's older. The grill is much larger. Seems to be a trend in cars now to see how large they can make the grill. At least that's what it seems to me. Hot Wheels looks like maybe it's a little bit small. Hot Wheels is never entirely accurate with their scale. Anyway, we shouldn't spend a whole lot of time on that. We're not here to look at Hot Wheels. We're here to look at Mini GTs. So anyway, that's cool. So set him there. And next up, we have a BMW M4. This is the first stock M4 that I have in my collection. I do have one of the Livery Walk M4s that we'll take a quick look at later. Same packaging again, although this time it has the BMW on the back. Another Miho exclusive. This one's limited to 2,400. And so let's get it out. Come on. All right, there we go. So, quick walk around the box if we can get this to focus. Yas Marina Blue Metallic, collector number 122. Mini GT, nothing on the other side. Warning, and the usual stuff for a Mini GT box. So this car, relative to most of the cars we're going to look at, it's actually very boring, which is funny because the M4 itself is, in real life, is not a boring car. It's actually, at least to me, I think it's a very cool looking car. Although the latest iteration, the grill, speaking of grills getting bigger, if you've seen those, it's interesting. If you haven't seen them, go look it up. It's a very interesting design for the grill. Yeah, otherwise it just seems so boring. It's funny. Focus, come on. There we go. So we have some decent headlights there. Again, there's texture in this area. There is texture in the grille. Chrome around the edges. BMW logo. This one does not have the bendy rubber mirrors. They're much harder. This is going to be another case of tires that look a little bit rough around the edges too. So what does it say? BMW M4 on the license plate. Yeah, I mean when you take this one and you compare it to the Liberty Walk one, it is just super boring. It's interesting. All right. Well, that was a little bit disappointing to me, actually. Focus. All right, next up, what should we look at? I guess we'll do this Acura NSX GT3 Evo, number 86. This car raced, actually this car won the 2019 IMSA Watkins Glen, 6 hours at the Glen. This car's from Meyershank Racing, and you know, as I mentioned, was the winner of that race. Again, limited 1200, and you know the same kind of thing on the back with the car graphic. And so let's get it out. I love GT3 cars. Love race cars overall, but GT3 cars are very cool. And I think the Mini GT does a pretty good version of this Acura. They replicate the liveries pretty well. If you go and compare them to the actual cars, they're quite good. AutoNation, this is the AutoNation livery overall. NSX GT3. This is a GTD class car in IMSA. So it has the GTD badge here. Number 86. Can't really see if we zoom in a little bit. Can we see what those logos are? It's a little hard to make out. WeatherTech. WeatherTech is the main sponsor for the IMSA series. Front end looks pretty good. Headlights look nice. Has more of the real character of the actual headlights. Yeah, so this is a cool car. Like I said, I love race cars, so we can compare this to the prior year's car. So this was 2019. I believe this car ran in 2018 or maybe 2017. It's number 86 as well, and this has the very patriotic livery on it. And there were actually two versions of this. The team car as well. Mini GT also did that one. Number 93. The Statue of Liberty, one with Uncle Sam, one with Statue of Liberty. These are both very cool. So they make a great set. And then this one goes together well. So very happy to have that. All right, next up, let's look at the Corvette Stingray. This is the C8 Corvette from Mini GT. This is the first example of this casting that I've added to my collection, at least from Mini GT. Nothing really interesting on the back. Limited to 2,400. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about this C8. Sometimes I think it's cool, sometimes less so. I think it really needs the wing. I think it looks kind of unbalanced. Let's look at the box really quickly. 195, collector number. Get the Corvette badge on one end, Mini GT on the other. And this car is kind of almost a fluorescent yellow. You can kind of maybe see it relative to the yellow on the box. The car is definitely a brighter color. So I was saying that the car to me really needs this wing. It looks off without the wing to me. So I think I definitely like this version better. So like if we look at, so this is an Auto World, although this one does have a little bit of a wing on the back. I guess they all do. But it looks, to me, it looks much better with the raised wing on it. But focusing on the Mini GT. So, I mean, the big win on this compared to like the Auto World is you do get inserted details for the headlights. It does have a bit of character to the headlights to replicate the real car. Get the nice Corvette badge on the hood. Same kind of texture on the front grille. And the side molding. Get the stripes on the window. Seen a lot of people complain about these because they're not really to scale, which I don't know. I guess they are kind of silly to be there. And they do kind of they do obscure a little bit the engine that's in there. Get the Corvette on the back, nice taillights, and the rest of it looks pretty good. So I haven't really tried to look at the interior of any of these. It tends to be rather difficult. So it's really hard to see in there. So, yeah, I like this one. I think this is my favorite version of the Corvette that I have. So I showed the Auto World. And you know, they both look pretty good. The Auto World obviously has painted headlights, which really lets it down. And then painted tail lights, which, you know, there's no comparison. The rear end of this Mini GT just looks way better. And we also have a green light, which is the I'm going to blank on what this the open top version is called. Again, painted headlights on the green light and painted taillights. So, yeah, for me, Mini GT definitely wins. It also has rear view mirrors, which the green light is completely missing. And then we have one more from Matchbox. Imagine that. Matchbox actually did a pretty good job on this car. I did another video recently about Matchbox capturing the essence of cars in a way that is very surprising. For, you know, this car costs $1, this one costs $12, and the Matchbox, you know, there's a huge difference, but it's not completely embarrassed by it. It's much better than you would expect. It holds up pretty well to me for $1. I'll take this model anytime, but this is still not bad. All right, there we go. Corvette C8 Stingray. One more. McLaren Senna. Now this is another car that I really don't know how I feel about it. This is the first truly, you know, premium-ish, I guess you would say, replica of the Senna that I have. And I don't know. I think this car is frankly hideous. But I had to get one anyways just to see if it changes my opinion. Because sometimes, you know, you get these things and you look at them, look at the model up close, and it can change your mind about, you know, how you feel about a car. So quick look at the box. Collector 171, same stuff, Mini GT, McLaren Senna. Nothing too special about that. All right, so we got this in silver. First impressions, yeah, I think this car is hideous. I mean, I know that it's, you know, it's basically designed to be a race car for the road, and it definitely puts function over form. I know that McLaren tried to, you know, design the best, you know, road car that they could from a performance perspective, but man, this thing is just ugly. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't think this is changing my mind, and it doesn't even, to me, it doesn't even have that you know, the being so ugly but still cool kind of vibe. It's, to me, it's just ugly. And I like McLarens, you know. I like some of the lower end ones. The expensive ones, I have not been a fan of, but like the 720S and some of the others, 650, whatever I don't know the model numbers. So there's headlights in there. Doesn't look so great, but some texture on the grille. It's like, yeah, it's like they just took this model and, you know, chopped holes in it. Toward what end, I'm not exactly sure. This is just such a weird feature. Not much going on in the back. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it'll change your mind, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it definitely doesn't. I didn't like the car before, don't like it now. Have the Hot Wheels version of it here. We can look at that real quick. It's even uglier. So, just not my thing. I definitely will not be collecting Sennas, that's for sure. All right, well, there you go. That's it for this video. Maybe a little bit too much of my opinions about the cars, but you know, that's what this is about. So let me know what your favorite is, or if any of these are, and thank you for watching.